I have my first down payment in ETFs in a taxable brokerage. I plan to buy in the next 3 years. How quickly should I sell it off and move it to cash? Lump sum all at once or on a regular monthly basis?
Ooh, now this is a really interesting question, Brian. It's one I feel like we get a lot. And the answer the pithy answer I would say is, if you'll just tell me exactly what the market's going to do in the next 3 years, I can give you the optimal strategy. No doubt about it. Because obviously, if the market goes up, you'd want to leave that money invested for as long as possible so you can maximize the value of those dollars. However, if the market goes down and it cuts the other way and you start to see it go down, well, then what happens when you get to the place to where you don't have enough of the down payment, or you don't have enough of a down payment that you thought you were, your monthly payment is going to be much larger. So for someone who's in Dylan's situation, Brian, 3 years out, fully invested portfolio, what's the best way for him to think about over 36 months to begin freeing up that capital?
Dylan, I'm going to go ahead and just lay it out there for you. If you know for sure you're pulling the trigger and actually making this purchase within 3 years, I think we don't know if the market's going to lose 15% next month, or maybe it's going to make 15% over the next 3 months. Nobody has any clue whatsoever. But what I do know is that we have just come through somewhat of a recovery, and you're going to make a decision now in a short-term manner, and you have your assets in something that's designed for a long-term outlook, meaning 5 to 7 years at least. You've kind of broken that threshold. So for me, it's grip and rip, turn it to cash. Make sure, and that's step one. Step two is now cash. Let's go ahead and put it in something that's actually going to earn you some money, because you can make close to 5% on your cash reserves now. So, turn it into liquidate it, and then immediately try to find a money market. And, a lot of your brokerage accounts now at Vanguard, at Fidelity Investments, I believe even Charles Schwab, those type of places, the largest brokerage companies are now offering money markets that are paying close to 5%. They're very stable invested in treasuries and things like that. Go ahead and get that money in there, so then you actually will have the money for this home purchase, because you're going to feel sick if you don't make that decision, and then the portfolio gets beat up, these ETFs go down 15%, and then you just go kick yourself for years to come on being so cute with the timing of this. You disagree? I
wouldn't say I disagree. Disagree is too strong a word. I will tell you, what I like about your strategy is that right now cash is paying 4.5%, 5%. So that is a great resting place. I think this is where, Dylan, I want to know a little bit more about your personal situation. Like, where's your emergency reserve at? How much cash do you have on hand? Because I thought for sure, Brian, you were going to say reverse dollar cost averaging. I thought you were going to say, hey, you know what? Let's do some sort of strategy. Well, right now we know that the market has improved from where it was last year. Now, we've not made back what we lost last year, so technically we are still below where the market was in January of 2022. But maybe I do some sort of mathematics, and these mathematics are way more art than science. But if I know I need, $60,000 for a down payment, I'm making up a number here. Maybe I go ahead and free up half of that in cash right now to start earning 5%. And then I figure out over 36 months, I figure out how to reverse dollar cost average in case there is a chance that the market is likely going to continue to increase. Do you think that's just way too aggressive? No way, no how, you wouldn't do it?
I'll play devil's advocate with you, because I think if you took your situation, you made an A/B analysis on it, and you said, okay, I'm going to do this over time, and what's a good case scenario that if you reverse dollar cost average is that you make 12% on your money a year from now. Well, the delta between what you can make on the cash is 5%. That's a 7% spread. However, how this could go bad, just take it that you lose 12% on the other side. I mean, it's not like there's anything that reduces that. You have to ask yourself, it's really a risk tolerance, but also a risk capacity. I think you get both elements of the risk discussion, because your spread on the upside is you might make 7% more, but there's potential you could lose 12% or greater. How does that make you feel? On an A/B analysis, look at that, because that's really kind of your spread. And and then the other part is risk capacity wise, I don't think you have time to recover. So if you miss this up and that is your razor edge on your down payment, and this now takes you outside of the threshold to be able to buy the what you think is in the price point, is it worth the risk? And that's the way I would handicap this. to figure out A, B decision, which one is best for me.